Okay, so I'm going to show you guys some Metro 2 coding that you can use in your disputes when you're disputing a charged off credit card account. And please stay with me until the end, because at the end of the video, I'm going to show you exactly how I format a real Metro 2 letter that I will send out to dispute these charge-offs using nothing but Metro 2 coding in my description. So keep watching for that. So Capital One has a pretty decent card called the Platinum. Okay, so I like to give them away, and I like to pass them away to get those collections removed off the credit. Did you know that most collection clients receive the star letters or star email? So I want to show you guys a more effective way to use the Metro 2 compliance to dispute your charged off credit card accounts. So first I want to show you the dispute letter, right? Then I'm going to go over and I'm going to show you like the different Metro 2 fields and codes specifically for charged off credit card accounts, okay? So this is not a real account. So of course you have your name information here. You don't have to put your telephone number or your email address, that's optional. Date. Now this letter particularly is to the actual Capital One creditor, but you can make this letter and send it to the credit bureaus as well. So you can, it's interchangeable. All right, so you want to say what reason you're disputing. You're disputing the charged off account, the account number, little bit of the verbiage. I'm writing to formally dispute the reporting of my Capital One credit card account number, blah, blah. I recently obtained a copy of my credit report and found several inaccuracies and instances of non-compliance with Metro 2 reporting standards. And so here are the details of the account as reported. So with Metro 2, there are certain fields that are required, and there are certain fields that should be filled in, but they're not required, meaning that if they're not filled in or left blank, no harm, no foul. So we're going after required fields only. You have your account number, that is a required field. Portfolio type of account, that's base segment character 8, that is a required field. Anytime you see R on your credit report, that stands for revolving. That lets you know, hey, this is a revolving account, possible credit card account. Account type is base segment character field 9. And account type base 9, the number 18 basically is code for bank card. So that you can kind of get more of an idea of what your Metro 2 codes are so you can actually use them. All right, so credit limit is base character field 11. High credit or original loan amount is base segment field 12. Terms duration, base segment field 13. And beside here, I have missing here, should be REV, which means revolving, for revolving. The reason why I have that is missing here is because that is something that is going to be a Metro 2 violation here that I will be disputing. And it is a required field. So now scheduled monthly payment amount, base segment character field 15 is missing as well. And I will be disputing that as well. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you kind of call out and highlight every Metro 2 field that they're missing or not reporting, because that's your dispute reason. But you also wanna make sure that you're going over the account, and you want to make sure that you're going over the entire account so that everything is there. So account status, base segment character field 17A, 97 means charge off. Special comments, or some reports will say remarks, creditor remarks, base segment character field 19. Upon reviewing the Metro 2 compliance guidelines and CDIA reporting requirements, I have identified the following discrepancies. So now we're getting down to it. And number 1, base 13, which is terms duration. This field is missing from the report. This should be present, or you must delete this information. Number 2, scheduled monthly payment amount, base 15. This field is also missing for a revolving account. It should display the minimum payment due based on the balance, not including any amounts past due. So basically 1 through 3, we're calling out all the Metro 2 discrepancies that we found on their credit report, and we're telling them what's wrong, what we want them to do about it. Okay, that's the whole point, and kind of just putting everything out there. Due to these inaccuracies and missing fields, the reporting of this account is not compliant with the Metro 2 standards. As per the Fair Credit Reporting Act, I'm requesting a thorough investigation and correction or deletion of these errors. Please provide verification that the account information is complete and accurate, or remove the account from my credit report if you cannot verify its accuracy. For your convenience, I have attached a copy of my credit report highlighting the disputed information. I expect a response within 30 days as required by the FCRA. So this is going to be basically the letter in a nutshell. Now, you don't necessarily need tables and grids and all those fancy things on your Metro 2 dispute letters to get results. You just need Metro 2. Although we do make letters with the fancy grids and all that stuff as well. But just so you know, it's not like, oh, if you don't have that type of software or something, it's not going to get as good results. I've found over the years that the fancy letters, the fancy grids and different colors and all that stuff, it gets the same results as just doing it the regular way. So, all right, so now I want to show you some different Metro 2 fields and codes as it pertains to charged off accounts. So this is just a grid that I made. You know, like you'll have your header record field, which is header record field 12. That's going to be the title of your account, which means like if it's with Capital One account, it's going to be where Capital One's name goes. Then you have your account field, that's next. And then third, you're going to have your account type field or portfolio type field. So I'm starting here. So this is the third field that you're going to see on your credit report as it pertains to your credit card accounts. So base segment 8 is where we're starting. That's portfolio type. It should be a revolving account if it is a charged off account. And there's just some verbiage here for open accounts. This is what you're going to see. You may see these codes, especially if you download your annual credit report. You'll see some good stuff there. Like it's more in depth. So then you have base segment character field 9, account type. And so like here, if you catch stuff like this on your report and you're doing Metro 2, if you see like 1817 2A 8A OG, like you're like, what does all that stuff mean, right? So I'm here to tell you what all this stuff means. Code 18 is bank card. Code 37 is line of credit. Code 2A is unsecured loan. Code 8A is auto lease. Code OG is secured credit card. And these are required fields. So if you want to really use Metro 2 coding in your disputes, you can refer to the Metro 2 code as opposed to referring to the actual account type, if that makes sense. So if it's 18, which is a bank credit card, you can say field 18 is missing, but it is required, instead of saying the bank credit card field is missing or not required. See, I found that if you can kind of get to know your codes and you can actually learn to dispute using more code than anything else. And I'm saying this because I just called Experian today for someone, and I was just doing a checkup, you know, on the dispute letters, and I'm speaking to the rep, and she says, well, you know, I can't really pull up any information on this particular letter. I had 5 letters I was having her check on, and she says, well, I can't really pull up any information on this particular letter. And I said, well, may I ask, you know, how is it that you have the information on the 4 but not the 5th, you know, letter? And she says, well, an actual human has that one. So I would have to contact, you know, send them a message and, you know, go through all that. If you would like to hold, I can do that. And I said, it worked, because that's what I wanted. I wanted a human being to get that letter so that they could read those codes that they do not know. Okay, it worked. So that just showed me today that the old-fashioned way, quote unquote, is still in play here, and it definitely still has its place in credit repair, because sometimes you want a human being to read your letter, not so that they can feel sorry for you, but because human beings are human beings, okay? We are human beings, okay? We're not just a system that's, run everything through everything, and everything is done through the system and no actual hands or eyes are ever set on it. Sometimes you need a human being to look at your disputes so that they can help you. Okay? Because my thing is, with some disputes, if you can get it into a human being's hands, and if I'm sending them a bunch of codes that they don't know, and you have to look up every single code that I'm talking about so you know what I'm talking about, I would rather delete that account, because I've got all this other stuff I got to look at too. I would rather delete that account than to sit there and look up all that code to try to figure out what it is you're talking about. That has worked too. So just saying, I'm just putting that out there. There's so many different things that works as far as getting deletions. I could literally sit here and talk to you all day. In fact, I'm gonna do a live one day soon, okay? So, because I want people to be able to just, ask questions and get answers right then. So anyways, so just a little bit about the codes. I mean, it's a lot, and it's almost like going to school again and all that stuff. But if you're really invested in your credit repair business or repairing your own credit, it's definitely worth learning these codes, figuring out, what they are, why they're here, and what they are for. Can really help you out, in your process for sure. So base segment character field 11, credit limit, assigned credit limit. There's no other codes for that. It's just base field 11, base field 12, your highest credit original loan amount, highest amount of credit utilization by the consumer, okay? That is a required field, but there are no other codes for that. So base 13, terms duration, it should be revolving, and it should have like the number of payments that you agreed to pay, or if it's a credit card, it's going to say revolving. It's not going to say a number of payments, but if it's a loan, it's going to have like the number of payments. Base field 15, schedule monthly payment amount. Minimum amount due based on the balance, not including any amounts past due. Okay, make sure it's reporting correctly, because that's another thing too with Metro 2. The field not only has to be reporting when it's required, but it has to be reporting correctly. So make sure that you know how it's supposed to be reporting, so you know what to look for, so that you can call them on it when they don't do it. So base segment field 17A, account status. This is like a good one here. Account status, you have codes 11, 13, 62, 64, 71, 78, 80, 82, 84, 93, 97, DA, and DF. So I want to break down to you what those codes mean. All right, where are we? Okay, so 11 means current amount. 13 means paid or closed account, zero balance. 62. Now if you're disputing late payments, you're definitely going to want to know what these codes are. Code 62 is for 30 to 59 days past due. 64 for 60 to 89 days past due. Code 71 is 120 days past due, okay? You're going to want to need to know that with missed pays, okay? So if there's a foreclosure, then the code is 78. 80 is account is in collection. That means the account has been charged off, or the debt has been sold to a collection agency or handed over to a collection agency to recoup the debt that is owed. Then you'll see that code. Past due 180 days or more, you will see code 82. 83, voluntary surrender. 84, repossession. 93, account assigned to internal or external collections. 97, code 80, account is in collections. That means that they are either about to charge that means that they're probably about to charge your account off, because they're trying to collect from you and not getting anything. So code 82 means past due 180 days or more. Code 83 is voluntary surrender. 84 for repossession, 93 account assigned to internal or external collections. That means that the creditor, they are either they have their own collections department and they don't assign the accounts outside. So that means that their internal department are going to do the collecting, or maybe they sold or hired a collection agency externally. So 97 is charge off. Everybody knows that one, right? Okay, so DA deletes entire account information. Usually you'll only see that where the comments are, so you can use that code as well in your disputes. Disputed by consumer meets fair credit reporting requirements. So DF, you can dispute that too. I would dispute DF, right? Like literally. Okay, so those are all the codes that fall under base segment field 17A, account status. Now, base segment field 19, special comments, that's a whole nother thing. It's like really long. I'll let you kind of take a look at it, but I'm not gonna call out every single thing because I don't wanna lose your attention for sure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this whole thing online on my website, of course for free, just so you guys can have this to go by in your dispute process to kind of help you out with disputing. Okay, so as promised, here is the finished work. Now I'm gonna do like a side by side. Like I said, this is not a real letter, so it's not going out to anyone, but this is the before. This is the letter that I created. It still has pretty much the same verbiage in it, but I did it this way so that I could explain to you better about the fields and codes. Like for instance, with portfolio type base segment character field 8, I have an R there because that's the code. The code is R, but beside it, I put revolving, so to let you know that this is a revolving account, and so on and so forth. So this is going to be the actual letter that we would send out, that basically it's not going to be telling that basically this letter is not going to be doing the work for them. This letter doesn't tell them exactly what field we're actually disputing. Unless they know Metro 2 coding, they're not going to know exactly what fields we're. So this letter, the letter that we're actually going to send out, has all of the actual account field names removed. So where it says like portfolio type, account type, credit limit, highest credit limit, all that stuff is gone, and all I have there are the actual fields and codes. So, and also I like to challenge everything anyway, even if I don't have like a definitive discrepancy against it. So you'll see here where I didn't really have a problem with, let's say, with the account type here, but I'm gonna put beside it, please verify for accuracy. So if I don't have like a definitive reason, I'm gonna always put something there like, this is questionable, can you please verify this for accuracy, just to give them some more work to do. I want them to go over every single one of these fields, and I want a human being to get this, preferably, okay, to get us better results. So base segment 9, this is still the account type. The coding for it is code 18. Please verify for accuracy. Base 11 is still the credit limit. And beside it, we're going to say, please verify for accuracy. Base segment field 12 is still the high credit amount. We're still going to put here, please verify for accuracy. And right here where we're actually finding discrepancies to dispute, base segment field 13, which is the terms of duration, which is missing. So here where we have base segment character field 13, where we're actually disputing a discrepancy, where it is missing, the whole field is missing. So we're going to put missing, please remove inaccurate reporting. So then with base segment field 15, which is the scheduled monthly payment amount, that is missing. It should reflect the minimum balance. And then of course we want to call them on that. We're calling them on every single field. As you can see, we're just kind of doing it in a different way. Okay, we still have the account number here, so it's not like they're not going to know what account we're talking about. So you don't have to worry about them kicking in disputes out saying, hey, we don't know what you're talking about, because you're going to have the account, and it's their job to know Metro 2 coding. After all, it's their whole creation. They created Metro 2 compliance, right? So this is a letter. As you can see, all the other verbiage there is the same exact verbiage as the letter here. It's on your left. I just switched up things a little bit. These letters actually get really good results. I'm telling you, they really do. Sometimes they get better results than like the whole fancy grids and all that kind of stuff like that that you see with some softwares. And like I said, we do create those letters as well, but a lot of times I'll break it down and I'll just hand make these, you know, and they work really great, and I like using them because it's more strategic. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I will be sure to respond. If you want some help just looking at your credit, just kind of brainstorm, you know, two heads are always better than one. So if you have any questions, please feel free to book a free consultation. It's totally free. You get a free 15 minutes, sometimes 20, sometimes 30, depends on how I feel. And we can talk through whatever it is and brainstorm and come up with strategy. So until the next video, we'll talk soon. Bye.